Hey everybody, this is Lord Magicus, and we are playing round 2 of Simic Merfolk in Modern. We're playing Collect a Company instead of Vile. We are on the play. Let's see what we can do. I think we can roll with this. It's not perfect, but we will keep it. I think I'll play the Grove and not tip my hand what's going on first and see what happens. Could be a little bit better, but I mean, we have a bunch of lords and stuff to play, so we'll keep it. I don't know if we're gonna need Harbinger, but it seems like the Island Walk lords are gonna be pretty good. So maybe, depending what they do here, I don't know if I lead with this or not. Interesting. Okay, that's not terrible. So we know what's going on here. I guess I'm just gonna. I still don't know what they're on, so I guess I'm gonna play Trickster in their turn. Just in case they're trying to like hold up a fatal push or something, I want to make them waste their turn to do it, not mine. Breeding pool. Okay. Interesting. So what is going on here? This could be the Rhino deck, I think. No, this is Living End. Okay. Well, then it's going to be tough no matter what we do. I think if this is Living End, then what we really need to do is we have to draw some more land so we can get to Collected Company, because that's holy shit, double Street Wraith here. It's not nothing. You got a fair bit that's coming back. Alright. They're evoking a grief, so alright, again, this is another match where like Force of Negation is like okay in our main deck, but it's not actually that good because of grief. So playing Force is not helpful here in the main. Relic does seem like it will help if we can, not get wrecked by grief, but like I think we're on our way to losing against another creature-based combo, and that is like the biggest hole for Merfolk is creature-based combo, because Force of Negation doesn't hit the important cards in Modern, really. The important cards are the creatures that have like ETB effects, and Force doesn't hit them. So that's why stuff like, Grief and Solitude and Primeval Titan and Stoneforge Mystic, they run amok because there's not a good way to deal with them. Like, you can't force Luris either, so that's all over the place. Modern really needed like Force of Will that could actually handle these things, and we didn't get it. So in any case, I don't think that it's gonna make a huge difference here for us. I'm kind of surprised they didn't take the Collected Company, because they did put a creature in our graveyard with grief. Well, they know about this, so we have to play something. Which means we're probably going to lose 2 creatures, but what are you going to do? They're going to rip our hand apart again. They can just instant speed, like, Violent Ultimate or Violent Outburst next turn. This lonely Master of the Pearl Trident isn't going to do anything. Missing a land drop really hurt, because now company's not going to be in time to catch us up. They definitely have. You know what? If they had it, they should have definitely played it there. They'll do it now. They'll have to give us our master back, but then at least we can play maybe Tide Shaper. They know we don't have a force. I think this was a mistake. You should have did this in my upkeep before I drew Force of Will. Or I mean, Force of Negation. No, no, they knew that I couldn't because I needed to draw a land plus force, and so there was no way that was possible. Never mind. All right, well then they just have it, and we're screwed. They're gonna grief. Wait, what? Why is this letting me choose what order they go into? I don't think that I'm supposed to be doing it because they control the effect, right? So, yikes. All right. It's his Architect of Will, and he targeted me, but I don't know why it's letting me choose. Uh, all right. Well, here's what's gonna happen. Okay. Um. Yes, and he's the one that should be reordering this. So I guess I'm gonna try to order them however he wants them. Because I shouldn't be the one that's doing this. Definitely gonna have to report this though, because that doesn't seem right. Yeah, like that's we're probably losing this game anyway, but like let's not be, that guy. Okay, that makes sense because so Shaper, then Kira, and then Reejerey. Done. All right. Because yeah, he doesn't want us to draw a 2-drop that we can actually theoretically play, so that makes sense. So I guess we're gonna have to play this Lord of Atlantis, or we'll have to. We took a Harbinger. That's interesting. I think we have to play the Lord of Atlantis here, right? No, I don't. I don't know if that's gonna matter. So what is this? This is gonna hit us for 3/3. What's a 3/2? Could play the Tide Shaper, and then maybe leave. So 3, 3, 3. So 9. He's gonna attack for 12, leave me at 6. Well, I don't think there's a way out of this. Best case scenario, I mean, I could play like Tide Shaper here, have a blocker, but it would be a 3/3. Guess I could trade with these two, but it's not going to be enough because I'm still going to take 6 damage, and then that's not winning anyway. If I play the Lord, it doesn't actually help me because them both being 3/3s is not going to kill anything. I don't have to pay the kicker for this, at least. So I guess I just cast the Tide Shaper, and it's a 3/3. I don't think taking the damage here is an option. Alright. Alright, if I don't take the damage, take 12, I go to 6. Then next turn I could play Lord, which means I could block and kill one of... I can kill these 3, but I still think that I'm dead. But it's the only hope I have of killing. Like, even if I don't block these 2, then I'm taking 6, I go to 12, and they still have me on 2 turns. That doesn't seem good. I guess maybe I can chump block long enough to get a land. I don't know. Oh, that has Menace too. That's a problem. I think that I am dead. Alright, I have to do this. Okay, that's gonna do it. So I can't even play the Lord now. Alright, Chalice we need. We need Force of Negation. We need Relic. This is another match where the 3-drops are not terribly helpful. And maybe cut one of these. Because, yeah, I guess I have to do it like this. I mean, we have a lot of interaction for this deck, so if we can do it before Grief ruins our hand, that's possible. But that's another game 1 that's like, even the regular list probably has a very hard time beating, unless you're main decking Chalice, I guess. Chalice really wouldn't have helped in the first match. I guess in our main deck, Chalice would have helped here. Well, that's mulligan. This is actually a pretty solid keep. I guess, I don't know. I don't think they have counter spells in this deck. I'll put Breeding Pool in the bottom. But we'll keep it anyway. The only thing that we're not going to be able to cast right away is Collect a Company if we draw it. But chances are we're probably not drawing that, or we're not playing that anyway. We have to play this before Grief takes it away, so force them to get like Ignot Chewer or something to deal with it. Otherwise, like, Grief is just going to take it, and then it's going to be worse. So, do what you got to do. It's very likely we're losing the Lord here. Yep. So goodbye, Master of the Pearl Trident, like 100%. So if we don't draw anything, I don't know, I guess it depends. We still might want to play the island. Yeah, okay. So yeah, they can't play a Braid. I think they have to play the Chewer in order to get rid of the Chalice. They could have Brazen Borrower to bounce it. I have to have at least 2 Merfolk in play to threaten them. So they know what my hand is, so I can just F6 through. Well, that's actually pretty good here. So now, even if they bounce the Chalice, I can force the Living End. Okay, Waker of Waves, that's fine. He's doing his cycle Sleight of Hand. This isn't too bad. We have 4 power in play. We have a Force up. It could be much worse. The only thing that sucks is we can't do it on our turn. We still can't go for it here. So I guess, yeah, if he cracks the fetch land, he dies next turn. So even if he's on Brazen Borrower, Bounce Chalice, I still have Force up, and I'll still probably get there. Oh, that doesn't look good for him. You have to kill the Master, yeah. Alright, we got there. Chalice was enough. Okay. Well, that was ideal. They don't have a lot of red or green creatures, right? It's mostly blue and black stuff that they're cycling. So I don't think the Tidebinder does very much. Think we still want to keep the Collected Company. We have 22 mana sources here. I think this is fine. This is just going to be another gamble on whether we have interaction that trumps his combo. So either he has the anti-interaction for our interaction, or we just roll him. So it's kind of another coin flip. I don't actually like this. On the other hand, though, like, well, I think, yeah, because if he's going to open up with Grief to try to take Chalice, we're going to need something. If we try to mulligan to Chalice, like, that could end so badly for us, so I think we just have to kind of pray. The hope that we draw something. If he wrecks our hand, so be it. Okay. Not yet. Yeah, that's not pleasant. See, there's the Grief. So, look, this is, again, like, another deck where, like, mulliganing is just, like, pointless here because they're just going to ruin your hand anyway, so... And I think it's just better for us to just keep a playable hand. And if he takes the Tideshaper, I will just play the Glasspool on turn 1. I think, actually, do I need to? I have 3 lands already. Maybe I just don't play Glasspool. I don't actually have to do that. It took Lord. Okay, that's fine. That's actually probably the best bet, because Island Walk is, like, really dangerous against his deck. He knows about this. Or, I mean, he doesn't know about this, but I don't want to play that right now. Alright, I guess we just pass. So I could have Force. He doesn't know if I do or not. So I guess what we'd really like to draw is Chalice. Problem is he could just go off next turn and I don't have a good answer to it. So what do I do here in the face of potentially losing? I could just play Waterlogged Grove and pass and then just crack it, but that doesn't seem like that's very winning. He's definitely going to get back enough stuff where he's going to win, so I think I have to just do this. And then just pray that I draw Force off the top. There's more Forces than there are Chalices, so it's better to do it on his turn. Interesting. If he has it, he should do it in my upkeep before I play a land. I think if he had it, he would have wanted to do it there. Alright, if I crack the Waterlogged Grove and try to find Chalice right now, I might just end up losing. But if he has it, like, I can't really play around it anyway, because he can just do it on the end step. Like, I'm kind of in a no-win scenario here without having Force in my hand or Chalice. If they don't have it, like, this might be okay. Like, I almost kind of just have to play like they don't now. Again, like, if he had it, he should have did it last turn. Like, there's no reason not to do that. So, I guess we're just committing and praying. Like, I can't beat it, so... Get a Lord back. It's not the end of the world, but, like, it's not great. Like, he should take Kumena Speaker, probably. They have 10 damage in play. I think this is the correct choice here, because then I can't play anything this turn. I can only play one thing next turn, so I don't think it matters. He takes the Master, like, that's also not great. Okay, well, this makes me feel like there's a chance. So I can still block the shape or the Street Wraith. Okay, well, I'm not going to block any of that. So what do I want to do here? Probably if I play I guess I could play Glasspool Mimic here, copy the Lord of Atlantis, attack, and then I have to block Glasspool against this thing and take 7. I mean, I could also just play the Mistbinder, so that way next turn I can give the Lord of Atlantis Islands Walk, and hopefully that would be enough, because then yeah, they'd both get through, and even if I chump block with this thing, because this, yeah, I can still block this and then still live through this turn, assuming he doesn't have anything else. I don't have to really worry about that. I mean, there's still a lot of ways this goes wrong, for sure. But I kind of have to play to my outs, and my outs are this is going to have to chump block here, and I have to attack so I can try to win next turn. And now, if he's forced into a scenario where he has to living end again, we actually get back a lethal board. Also worth noting that, yeah, this wouldn't be uncounterable, so if he's holding up something like Mystical Dispute, that's another reason to go with the Mistbinder, because it can at least play around Dispute here. But if he has something like Brazen Borrower or Bone Crusher Giant, like, I can't beat that. I don't know if they play those. I think they play the Borrower. I don't think the Bone Crusher. If he has Borrower, I can't beat it regardless, so it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have any creatures in his graveyard right now, and I guess that's fine for us. Then there's also the consideration, do I play Glasspool or not? Okay. I'll have to attack here. See what happens. If I play Glasspool, I could potentially play Mistbinder plus something else. But I think that I'm better off not doing that. Alright, this is where we find out. Do you have something? You have to find a way to force through 3 more damage. You have ways to do it, so if it's petty theft, it's petty theft. Though if you had that, you should have done that on my last turn. So there we go. That's the 10 damage. I really think that if they had to have just top decked that, because if they had that, they should have played it last turn when I couldn't force it. Because I don't think they know about this other Mistbinder, right? So the correct thing to do would be to do it on my turn to play around Force of Negation. Because here, yeah, doing it on your turn means I could actually have had a force for this thing. So I don't know. That's another close combo game where they just kind of had what they needed and we didn't. And we had a lot more interaction for this game, but like we didn't have it in the main deck. In game 3, we just didn't draw any of it. So what are you gonna do? That's how combo in this format rolls. Like the problem with combo, like I said, is mostly that you can't combo the creatures, and like the creatures are the most important thing. That's why like the metagame kind of revolves around stuff like this, where it has like strong ETB effects, like I said, Stoneforge, Solitude, Fury, and also then you have stuff like Death Shadow and whatnot, which are just ridiculously powerful creatures, and Luris, the same thing. The metagame's all around like these like ridiculously powerful creatures that you can play really early on. So yeah, like if it wasn't for stuff like petty theft on Brazen Borrower, like the Cascade decks wouldn't be nearly as scary because they wouldn't have as many answers to deal with stuff like Chalice of the Void. So, and the same thing with like Violent Outburst. Like they can do it on your turn to play around Force of Negation. So, Force isn't really keeping the combo metagame in check, in my opinion. So, like it just pushes deck into holes where they just dodge Force, and then Force becomes like a mediocre card. And that's why I don't like it in my main deck, because like it doesn't do a whole lot. Like the first match didn't do anything. Like it would have been somewhat useful in this match, but like they also had grief too. So like even if we kept it in our opening hand, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So what are you gonna do? All right. Well, there's a disappointing start to this. I don't necessarily think the lack of Ether Vial is really what's hurting us, though. It's just kind of been my sentiment on the meta. Like the things that are hurting us right now are the things that have like been hurting us before. So we'll have to see how the rest of this goes. But please give these a thumbs up if you like to see this content. I am reluctantly playing Modern because I know people want to see it, but like I said, this isn't really the format that I want to be playing Merfolk in for the most part, because like it's kind of like bringing a knife to a gunfight at this point. Like theoretically, sure, you could win that, like it's possible, but why? Like, yeah, the question is why would you try? Like the things that make Merfolk good, I think, are just like at an all-time low here, because there's just so many things that just crush it right now. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but all right, that's all I got for today, so I'll see you tomorrow.